Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. It's the start of another season, so you know what that means. We're covering the deck that I played all the way to Infinite, and buddy, we cruised and crushed all the way to Infinite. I don't think I've ever come in at a rank this low, rank 8 for this season. Now, we got two new cards today, both Surtur and Frigga. I decided to go the Frigga route over Surtur. I think Frigga long-term probably be the best card released this season in my personal opinion, and I figured a lot of people be playing Surtur in the Big Tens deck, and I was like, heck, I'm gonna try this. And yeah, the ceiling, the potential is through the roof. It's kind of crazy. Now, I only had a 61% win rate with the deck on my climb, which is a little bit lower than what I'm used to. There's a lot of bots, so the stats should be a little bit higher, but the cube gain was really insane. Like I said, the potential of this deck's a little bit hard to calculate, so people were staying in for 4 and 8 cubes, getting just absolutely slapped. But let's take a look at the deck, and then we're gonna jump into the gameplay highlights as always. So yes, I did manage to spill my drink on me once again, so a bit of a wardrobe change. Now, for those of y'all that have been around the channel for a little while, y'all know that I rarely, if ever, play the new cards on my day one climb to Infinite. I usually stick with a tried and true deck, and I really think that's in everyone's best interest. Play the decks that you know are good while other people are experimenting. Well, I basically stuck with a tried and true deck. I slotted in one card, which was the Frigga, into the Anti-Venom list that got very popular last week on his release, which is that Pixie list, probably its best in slot deck currently. And Frigga just takes your high rolls up through the roof. I mean, your highest of high rolls are very hard for anyone to keep up with, but I do want to say this deck is very frustrating to play, can be very frustrating to play, and it's not for the faint of heart. It definitely takes some skill and some thought, and when you're not drawing well, I'm not sure that there is a deck that has ever felt worse for me, because when you are not drawing well, it's pretty bad. If you draw, if you play Anti-Venom and you draw a 0 cost, 0 power Pixie, you're like, why am I playing this deck? But you do have some insane power potential, so you just got to be smart with your snaps. So let's talk about some optimal play lines here. Now, probably your optimal play line with the list would be something like a Nico on turn 1 with a demon or destroy ability. You'll play a Pixie out on turn 2, either transforming it into a demon or destroying it to draw cards. You play a Luke Cage on turn 3. You play an Anti-Venom on turn 4, and then this is where things really start to get spicy. You're hoping to high roll here, hitting an Alioth, hitting a Magneto. You play that 0 cost, 0 powered card out on turn 5, and then you're able to play Frigga out right behind it, which is going to generate a copy of it, and that copy is going to stay a 0 cost. So yeah, essentially you could play out 2 Alioths, 2 Magnetos for nothing, not one cost, nothing. Like, they literally going to cost you nothing to play out 2 cards, and it doesn't have to be Alioth or Magneto. Hitting 2 Lady Deathstrikes, 2 Man-Things, it can do a lot of damage. And something else, your insane high roll would be if you get the Nico copy card ability. You would actually be able to generate 3 copies. I do have a game where I had a 0 cost, 0 power Magneto. I played Nico first, I generated a copy of it, and then I played Frigga behind the Magneto. And yeah, I got 3 0 cost Magnetos for 36 power. It was absolutely insane. So yeah, that's kind of like the highest of high ceilings, right? But with that being said, like I said, there's going to be plenty of games where you're drawing bad. Your Anti-Venom hits a Pixie where you get like a 0-0, and you're like, what am I doing with this? Why am I playing this deck? Or if you do manage to get a good roll with a Magneto or Live off the Anti-Venom, if you don't get at least a Shadow King to play behind it to get those stats back, or you don't get your Luke Cage, yeah, it's not really going to do that much for you. We'll get the utility of a Magneto or an Alioth, but you're not going to really have the stats to win that lane. So yes, there's going to be plenty of bad games. You got to be very smart with your snaps. Like I said, deck is not for the faint of heart, but you're going to win those 4 and 8 cube games. And I've got to say, right now, a lot of people are playing the 10s deck. I'll show a list of it, which is with the Surtur. And this deck is fairly good into that because of Magneto. Most of their stats outside of Scar or 4 costs, which means you can basically move all of their big static cards to one lane and win the other 2. And the deck that I'm talking about looks something like this. You're gonna see this deck. I think it's really great. I think it's pretty strong. Saw a ton of it. There's going to be a few different variations of it, but yes, a lot of this deck here, I was kind of running over them because there were so many Magneto plays where I was pulling the Atuma, the Surtur, the Crossbones, the Cull Obsidian, the Typhoid Mary. Yeah, all these cards, the only one that doesn't move is Scar. So yeah, Magneto does a ton of damage to this deck, but it is still kind of hard to beat. But yeah, so with all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay footage. Like I said, if you want to try the deck out, maybe take it in Conquest, there's definitely a learning curve. It is definitely a feel bad deck at times, but as you can see, my fastest climb with it, it did a ton of work. So we're going to jump into those gameplay highlights. So as always, gang, y'all be good, y'all be safe. I will catch y'all on the next one. Do me that favor, click the like button. It greatly helps the channel. And if you're not subscribed, Man, y'all know I would love to have you around. I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay. Oh, definitely got a tens deck here for sure. For sure. Cool thing is we do have Anti-Venom, so we can end up getting like 2 0 things out of the cloning vats and Frigga. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is definitely the tens deck. It's going to be running Surtur. Oh my god, I can't even think. We don't want to play Anti-Venom into the cloning vats, I don't think. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. We can't really get much good off of Alright. We do have a lot of pulling power with Magneto. Well, that's not good. Well, yeah, I guess it's the same either way, honestly. I mean, issue would be I need 1, 2. Issue would be I need Luke Cage. Oh no, I already got Luke Cage. Okay. So we have 2 free 7s and a Magneto. It's a gamble. They might play another Cosmo. Oh, what are we pulling? What are we pulling?
We are the future.
Think we got there. We guessed right.
Victory.
I think they had a pretty good start. Magneto coming in clutch there. Oh man. JRB took 4 Qs from me earlier. Why is there only 4 people online? What is going on? Well, I don't want to, but I guess we're gonna play the Anti-Venom out next turn.
Opponent snapped.
What is this, Pixie? Oh boy. We do have a Hydra Bob.
We are the future.
Okay. So, I mean, if I do...
Oh, snap.
And we just Alioth in the middle next turn, I mean, what's he gonna do?
We are the future. We are the future.
Yeah, so I mean, we had priority. I mean, what did he think was about to happen?
Victory.
Yes, please. Destroy the Pixie. We got the Mobius in hand. Probably ought to be snapping this. Okay. We got a really cheap Frigga. Interesting. So, I mean, I get something. I'm not going to get anything good, unfortunately. Yeah, I knew it was going to be Magneto.
Future.
Oh, man.
Victory.
I figured it was enough points. I probably should have counted a little bit better. Well. Could we get Magneto? Magneto would be great, because they're going to be dropping bombs. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, oh my God. We can already play this and whatever's coming next. We'll play the Luke Cage. Oh. They're losing Bar with no name. Yeah, like. It ain't looking good.
Oh, snap. Opponent snapped.
Okay. I mean, this is already beating my Magneto. I mean, I guess we do this. All right. Yikes. Great. We're pulling all three big boys.
We are the future.
Well, not all three big boys. Forgot about old Cosmo. Oh, needed that one.
Victory.
Needed that one.